Direct touch of Srila Prabhupada is right here today. So we are blessed that way, and we all are here, and especially I feel like our temple, which I hankering that somebody comes here and blessed us, especially Prabhupada's disciple. So they are all coming now, and we must be, our request to Radha Govindji is getting it confirmed that yeah, it's working. So a lot of disciples of Srila Prabhupada now visiting us, and Yogendra Maharaj is one of them. So I'm going to invite Dr. Nanda, who is a part of this temple, and without him we could not have made this what you see today. And I am also so much indebted to him as a president of Las Vegas ISKCON Temple that he has a big contribution. And then Ramakrishna Gopal Prabhu, he is also a part of it. And these deities which you see, not yet, but which is going to come here, and it is at my house right now, which has been donated by him too. So I'm going to invite Dr. V. Nanda here to introduce Maharaj a little bit further. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Bhartwai. So, Swamiji doesn't need any introduction. I think his presence itself speaks for himself, though, that he is blessed by his Guru, Prabhupada and Krishna. So, I have known Swamiji probably for the last 15 years or so, though he has come to Apple Valley, that's where we live. And he has been a part of our family. We have visited him in Udhampur and spent some time with him. So as Bhartwai said, though, that he's a direct disciple of Prabhupada ji and is empowered and blessed by him. And just spending a moment with him is so empowering to anybody there. He's so merciful that we have felt his mercy for all these years there. And I remember when we were kind of getting into Krishna consciousness, there kind of not knowing much about Krishna or the Krishna consciousness, that we came in touch with him, and with all his blessings, our whole family has been following the path of some sadhana encouraged by him and ISKCON and Prabhupada. So Swamiji, basically, his main center is in Udhampur, that's close to Jammu and Srinagar, the Kashmir area that you guys are hearing probably more about recently with all this movie come out, the Kashmir Files. If you haven't seen, probably you should see that movie too there. So there's a very beautiful temple and ashram that Swamiji has. It's not only a temple, but he has a school that he is responsible for taking care of the children. There are many children many of them are left there by the parents who probably can't take care of them. So he and the people who are there, so they take care of the kids, and they're responsible for their education, not only material but spiritual education also there. And then his next center is in Vrindavan, and that's where he spends part of the time during Kartik and many other auspicious occasions. But then his centers are spread all over though, especially in northern India, so whether in Amritsar or Srinagar or many other places though. So I don't think I'll take more time, and will request Swamiji to share his experiences about Krishna consciousness and how to do the sadhana and walk on this path towards Krishna and love of Krishna. Okay, thank you. 45 minutes? 45 minutes.
जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लवा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन बल्लवा गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना तीरा बनचारी राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन बल्लवा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी यमुना जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारी अष्टोत्तर सचरी श्रृंखला भक्ति वेदांत गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारी अष्टोत्तर सचरी श्रृंखला भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कान बीबीटी संस्थापकाचार्य कृष्ण कृपा में श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री गौर राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री श्री नवदीप द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री श्री यमुना मई गंगमयी की जय। श्री श्री तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री श्री साम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। Our loving spiritual master, His divine grace, most merciful Savior of the whole world, by spreading Sanatan Dharma all over the world, पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद इस्कॉन लास वेगस की जय। पतित पावन शिला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी। All glories to humble devotees. All glories to humble devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gaurang, all glories to Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Savadli Srimati Bhakti Gauravani Pujani. Om Ajnana Timarandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunamilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swaymarupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jotapadakamalam Shri Guram Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagridatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Sri Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kamchana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Together everyone, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Ram. Dear devotees, brothers and mothers, young and old, everybody is welcome to this beautiful temple here in Las Vegas. Devotees, first of all, I like to congratulate you for making this such a beautiful, nice temple. I'm very happy to see this nice temple. So, those who are instrumental, they did the wonderful work. And actually, by the Prabhupada's mercy, what I learned in his association, brothers and mothers, we are not supposed to do anything here in this material world. Question arises, why? Because we are not from here. Sooner or later we shall be kicked out of here. Me, you, he, she, nobody can stay here. So then, without knowing anything, there is a famous saying, a idle brain is a devil workshop. we will run the train in the air. So then what to do? It is recommended by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. If somebody can open the Gita and you can, Bhagavad Gita, and he's saying, Yad karoshi, yad ashnashi, yad juhosi dadasi yad tapasyasi kauntya, tad kurusham madarpanam. O son of Kunti, whatever you do, you should do as an offering towards me. This is the recommendation of Krishna. Why he is saying that? Haribol. You do as an offering towards me. We should not be doing anything here because we are not from here. But out of ignorance, we try to make a permanent home in a temporary situation. That is very dangerous. Why? Suppose I have made a very palatial place to live and I work so hard for that. But when time will come that I will be kicked out of here, then my attachment will be with that house. That attachment is going to bring me back to that house. So it's very dangerous. Whatever we do for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. This is the recommendation of Krishna himself. Devotees, purpose of life. When we ask sometimes kids, we have many kids in Udhampur, I ask them, what is the purpose of life? One kid stood up, he said, I want to become black commando. He want to become black commando. Somebody thought purpose of life is this, purpose of life is that. Actually, we don't have any purpose here. The purpose of life, purpose of this human form is only this which Krishna has mentioned here in the Bhagavad Gita. It is chapter 9 and verse 27. What is saying? Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. We should do everything as an offering towards Krishna, do for the pleasure of Krishna. Devotees, now we are all living in this material world, Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, so many distortions are there. Our mind, we are supposed to fix our mind onto the lotus of Krishna, as Krishna is recommended here, and all the acharyas, they are also recommending worship Krishna, go to the shelter of Krishna. But why we are not doing that? Because of our reaction of our sinful actions. Our consciousness has become polluted. So, can I meet Krishna in this polluted consciousness? No, we can't. So, we have to purify our consciousness. How we can do this? This is the question. And this question is also answered by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter. He is saying, Haribol, there is another Gita, take another Gita from there, give to him. Krishna is saying that while you are here, you should only work for my pleasure. Why Krishna is saying this? Because we belong to Him. We are not this body. Spiritual life begins from here. I am not this body. I am not from this material world. I am soul, and I'm a part and parcel of Super Soul Sri Krishna. This we are supposed to do. But so many distractions are there in this material world. And main distraction is man is attracted towards woman and woman is attracted towards man. Here all the problem starts here. That's why India is known as Tapobhumi. Bharat is known Tapo. Great saints and sages, they sacrificed their life to attain Krishna. They were least interested in sense enjoyment. They were not interested in manoranjan to please the mind. Mind is material. They were only interested in pleasing Krishna. Actually, this we should all be doing, pleasing Krishna. And in the 18th chapter, Lord mentioned, verse 66, he said, Sarva dharman paritajye mam ekam sharanam brija aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami masuja. Hold on. This is the recommendation of Krishna. Come to my shelter. Why we don't do this? Krishna is mentioned here. Because you have committed many sinful activities. I shall relieve you from the reaction of your sinful action. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo. Then I will give you the liberation. This is the purpose of life. We don't have any other purpose. Whatever other purpose we think, that is the production of our unclean material mind. Devotees, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Suhridam sarvabhutanam. I am the well-wisher of everyone. Because he is our father. How he is our father? He said this, Sarva yonishu kaunteya aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of all the living entities. Krishna is the seed. Real father is Krishna. So devotees, we are here in this material, then question arises, why we are here? Why we came here? It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is a pastime of Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Devotees, Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. For the sake of our deliverance, he appeared in this material world 500 years back. And this Hare Krishna movement belongs to him. Actually, he inaugurated this movement 500 years back. That time, Lord appeared in the Bengal and people were lost in the material world, doing so many things. So, other than cultivating Krishna consciousness is a waste of time. People were doing so many things, just wasting their time. So, Lord Chaitanya, because we are born in Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel, the age of hypocrisy, the age of fighting, the age of backbiting. This material world is not good. And this age is of dirty politics, not good politics. Good politics is recommended, but dirty politics not. So, this is the nature of this material world. So, Lord is very kind. My children are suffering here. So, why we came here? Why we are suffering here? Because in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord is mentioning, Krishna bhuliya jeev bhog vansha kare. Pashete maya tare japatiya tare. After forgetting Krishna, Jiva, we are all souls. We wanted to enjoy. We wanted to enjoy independent of him. Devotees, brothers and mothers, it's not possible. Please repeat Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We are Krishna's children and we can only enjoy when we are connected with him. Those who are in this material world, doesn't matter in US or in India or China or any other country, we are those children of Krishna, those who were rebellious against their father Krishna. So perpetually we are suffering here and we are punished by Maya. Maya is Krishna's police. Actually the meaning of Maya means which is not. She punishes us again and again. So our business is to get out of here. Not try to make a permanent home in this material world and try to enjoy this world. There is no enjoyment here. Real enjoyment is unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, unto the lotus feet of Sri Ram. There is one devotee of Lord Ram, he is saying, I won't sing the whole bhajan because time is not much. What's happening is not functioning, right? Yeah, that's it. भज मन राम चरण सुखदाई भज मन राम चरण भज मन कृष्ण चरण सुखदाई Oh my fickle mind, you are busy in this material world. You know, I will give one little example of this mind. A person has taken a lunch, sumptuous lunch, filled his belly. Now he went for shopping in the market. So he happened to pass by a sweetmeat shop. When he was passing by, so this man is very expert, he makes very nice pakoras. So when pakoras are put into oil for frying, nice fragrance comes. Fragrance went to his nose and now his mind is saying, let's go and take some pakoda. Above the mind is intelligence. And intelligence is saying, you just had your lunch, there's no place. No, let's take some. Mind's business, I'm telling you, unclean mind. So he goes there and give me 100 gram pakoras. He's very expert, very nice pakoras. He put some chutney. Mind enjoyed, very nice. Give me 100 gram more. 100 gram more. He ended up eating 400 gram pakoras. There was no space in the stomach even for 1 gram. Now what happened? When he came home, there was stomach ache. He's suffering? No, who is suffering? Same mind. You know what mind says? Why you ate so many pakoras? This rascal mind, the one who took him to take pakoras, now he's saying, why he took pakoras, so many pakoras? So this is a crude example I am giving. This mind is our best friend when it is in our control. And mind is our worst enemy when it is not in our control. And generally, Our mind is not in our control. Devotees, I say one thing also, saying here to all of you. Please remember one thing. We are all going to sit in one test. What is that test? Test is departing from this material world. Sooner or later, we all have to depart from here. Well, neither you know what is the time, when, neither I know, nobody knows. So that is a very big test. During my lifetime, I am attached to everything. If I lose little things, then I go crazy. Oh, I lost it. I lost this, But what will happen? At the time of death, I am going to lose this body also. What to speak of other things? My home, my bank balance, my limo, my beautiful wife, children, everything I'm going to leave behind. What will happen? That just imagine. We are human beings, we can think. Animals cannot think. But human beings can think. So that test we can only pass if we come to the shelter of Sri Krishna. If we become lovable children of Krishna, who is our everything, in one prayer. Tumeva mata cha pita, tumeva bandhu cha sakha, tumeva vidya cha dhvarinam, tumeva sarvam mama deva deva, tumeva sarvam mama deva deva. O Lord of the Lord, Deva, Mama Deva Deva. You are my mother, you are my father, you are my brother, you are my education, you are my everything, my Lord. So Lord is everything, but right now we have forgotten Him and our nature is to enjoy. But we are looking for enjoyment, looking for happiness in this material world. Devotees, there is no happiness here. Prabhupada gives one example. Looking for happiness in this material world is just like a deer looking for a water in the desert. Is there water in the desert? Yes? Why one person is saying no, others are quiet. It may be there water in the desert. There cannot be water in the desert, no water. But there is water at the bank of the river. But a foolish animal, he sees around very scorching heat and looks around, he sees something like water. What is that? That is mirage. Sand is shining like a water. He thinks, oh, I found water. He runs after that water. As soon as he comes close, there is nothing. Then what happened? Again, foolish animal looking for a water in the same desert. Second place he sees like that, mirage. Runs after that. Third, fourth. What happened? His bodily water gets finished. Now he dies there. Same is our position. We are looking for happiness here in this miserable material world. Devotee, there is no happiness. No happiness. As I said, Bhajaman Rama Charana Sukhadai. My foolish mind, my stupid mind, you're looking for a happiness in this material world. There is no happiness here. You worship the lotus feet of Lord Ram. You worship the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Sukhadai. Then another line is mentioned. Sai charan संतन जन सेवत, सोई चरण संतन जन सेवत, सदा रहत सुखदाई, सदा रहत सुखदाई। भज मन राम चरण सुखदाई, भज मन राम चरण सुखदाई, भज मन कृष्ण चरण सुखदाई, भज मन कृष्ण चरण। My mind, you are looking for a happiness in this material world, it's just like looking for a water in the desert. There's no happiness here. Happiness is there, water is there at the bank of the river, not in the desert. This material world is compared with the desert. Devotees, there's no happiness here. And we want to be happy, that is our nature. Then how we can become happy? By coming to the shelter of Krishna. Ram, Krishna both are same. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is saying, among carrier of the bow and arrows, I am Ram. So I give you one example. When I was young, I saw one saint. It was, I think, I don't know, what was the season? Season, I think, maybe mixed winter, summer. So this saint has no clothing on his body, but he was so healthy looking, you won't believe even. He sat on under the, there was a tree, very big banyan tree, and there was a platform. He sat there. Nothing underneath, and father of this body, he saw the scene. He won't speak to anybody. Nobody saw him eating. Father thought that he might be at night lying down, so he put one brick near this saint so that he can put his head on the brick. He stayed there for 2-3 days, and after 2-3 days he disappeared. No material amenities. Why is he so happy? Because Sai charan santan jana sevat. The lotus feet of Ram, the lotus of Krishna, they are serving the lotus feet of Ram. And sada rahat sukhdai, they are very happy. Though they have no material amenities, they are very happy. So, we have to understand this. Devotees, though I happen to meet many saints in India, this used to be my hobby from my young age. But by Krishna's arrangement, I met Srila Prabhupada. It was a divine arrangement, but I couldn't find a saint like him. Very, very special saints. What was the beauty in him? What was the speciality in him? Simply by sitting in his company, one will feel different. One will feel different. Once in Bombay, he was giving darshan on the rooftop, so I was also there. And Bombay generally it's hot, all over the year. Even winter you require fans in winter also. I picked up a peacock fan, started fanning Srila Prabhupada. So I was enjoying, very nice. So then evening time approached. Evening time came and temple commander came. Temple commander came and he said, Prabhupada, all these visitors, these guests should go to the evening aarti. Prabhupada said, yes. This temple commander was a little strange person. So I thought, no, I also have to leave Prabhupada. I didn't want to leave. I was not looking at him, but I kept on fanning Prabhupada. So when everybody got down, it was rooftop, the stairs. They started getting down from the stairs. He was standing there, temple commander. I am the lone fanning Prabhupada, enjoying his association, beautiful association. So this temple commander, hey, tum bhi chalo, chalo. You also go. I came down, now I have to go now, I felt bad. Then immediately Prabhupada interrupted. No, he can stay here. See how he knew my heart. I wanted to stay there. When Prabhupada said, no, he can stay here, then I was up and he was down, So Prabhupada's association was so transcendental. Why it is transcendental? One devotee is mentioning, तोमार हृदय सदा गोविंद विश्राम तोमार हृदय सदा गोविंद गोविंद कहे ने मोरा वैष्णव प्राण गोविंद कहे ने मोरा वैष्णव प्राण तोमार हृदय सदा गोविंद विश्राम तोमार. What is the speciality of devotees, Vaishnava like Prabhupada? Because they keep Govinda Sri Krishna in their heart all the time. Wherever Krishna is there, Krishna Surya Sam, Maya hai Andhakar. Jahan Krishna, tahan nahi Maya re adhikar. Lord Sri Krishna is like a powerful sun. And darkness is, Maya is like a darkness. Wherever there is a powerful sun, Krishna, darkness, Maya cannot stay there. So devotees, the need is we keep sun, Krishna in our heart all the time. A pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada, they always keep Krishna in their heart. That's why we used to enjoy his company. His company used to be so wonderful, so sweet. So we need the association of devotees. Lord Chaitanya, who is the Lord of this Kali Yuga, he mentioned Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaye, Lava Matra Sadhu Sanghe, Sarva Siddhi Hoye. All the saintly person saying, associate with the saintly person. And even a little association with a saintly person like Srila Prabhupada, one will attain all perfection. What is the real perfection of life? Perfection is we come to the shelter of Sri Krishna wholeheartedly, surrender unto him and become devotee of Krishna. That is the perfection of life. Is one is not a devotee of Krishna, then his life is the greatest failure. Why? Because departing from this material world will be very, very difficult for him. Why? Because he is attached to everything. Everything around is attached to enjoyment. Eat, drink and be merry. Dham, dhum na dhadaka. Gujarati માં કહે છે ને શું કહે છે ખાઓ પીઓ મજા કરો. So no, life of Krishna consciousness is wonderful. So devotees, brothers and mothers, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we should try for this spiritual life. Though it may be late, but it's mentioned, better late than never. जब जागे तब सवेरा, whenever you woke up, it's a daytime. You might have got up 8 o'clock, it's all right. It's late, but you got up. So we should come to the shelter of Sri Krishna, keeping two things in mind, which Krishna has uttered in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 9. What he has said, Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshanudarshanam. Birth, death, dukh, miseries, dosh, fault. Janma, mrityu, jara, old age, miseries, faults, you should see them every day, Lord is saying. Lord is recommending to see them every day. Why? Because they are going to come sooner or later. People think rich people are very happy. I give the example of one Mr. Getty. He was from your country, US. John Paul Getty. He was the richest man in the whole world. So Mr. Getty, press people went to him once. Mr. Getty, you are a rich man, richest man in the whole world. We want to know what's your desire. You know what was the answer of Mr. Getty? His answer was, I should be able to pass urine properly. This was his only desire. Why? Because he was not able to eat anything. Richest man in the whole world. One can be happy only when his mind is in his control. Mind has purified by chanting the name of Krishna, glories of Krishna. When mind is purified, then only one can become happy. Mind is not purified. Prabhupada mentioned in one place, mind is one's best friend when it is in control. Mind is one's worst enemy when it is not in control. But majority people put full faith on their enemy. Prabhupada is writing like that. Majority people put full faith on their enemy. So devotees, how to control this mind? Beginning is Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya and Lord Chaitanya's eternal associate Srila Haridas Thakur. He recommended chanting the holy name. Lord is saying, Naam gane sadaruchi. Develop your taste for chanting. Develop this ruchi, means taste. Develop your face for chanting all the time. Naam gane sadaruchi, kirtaniye sadahari. And all the time do the kirtan. Then another place Lord has said, Uthite, baisite, khaite, shuite, standing, sitting, eating, sleeping. Yatha tatha namne, just chant this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Yatha tatha namle, desh kal niyam nahi. It's not that you can chant now and you cannot chant. No, it's not like that. In any place, anywhere you can chant. Devotees, I will give you one example. I was in Canada about, I think 15, 20 years back. I was holding a program in one house and the owner of the house was Mr. Narad Muni. He was initiated disciple of one of our God brothers. So this kind of topic was going on because Krishna has said that see that birth, death, old age, disease, darshanam. We come for a darshan of the Lord in the temple, but you see birth, death, old age, they are horrible. So he mentioned that there was one person in Vancouver, Canada. He was Mr. Aluwalia was his name, Punjabi chap. He went to the toilet, never came back. What happened? He died in the toilet. and door was broken, he was dead on the toilet. Anywhere death can come. So, Lord is saying, even if you are in the toilet, never forget Krishna. Krishna is sitting in your heart as a Paramatma. Ishvara sarva bhutanam hirdeshe arjuna tishtati brahmyan sarva bhutani yantra runani maya. As Paramatma, as a super soul, is sitting in our heart. And then even if I go to toilet, Lord is with me, they are sitting there in my heart. So we never forget Him. And the purpose of life is we set our life in such a way that we never forget Krishna. Because that death moment can come at any time. At any moment that can come. And then, if we are remembering Krishna at that time, then it's very good. And if we are forgetful, then it's horrible. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya priyati samadbhavam yati nasat yatra sanshaya. If at the time of death, one who remembers me, he attains to my nature. Lord saying himself, Krishna saying. The next verse is saying, Yam yam vapi smarana bhavam tyajante anta kalevaram tam tame veti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. In whatever state of mind one quits his body, he will attain to that state. Then Prabhupada has mentioned the life of Maharaja Bharat. Maharaja Bharat was the king of the whole world. He renounced his kingdom, his beautiful wife, beautiful children, palatial living, renounced everything. But purpose of life is not to stay attached to these things. He went to the forest and there 3 times, how many servants with him? Went with him? Nobody. No place for eating, no place for sleeping, total dependence upon Krishna. She made small hut, grass hut there, he was living there, at the bank of Gandaki river. So once there was one she-deer drinking the water of a river, and nearby there was a roaring of a lion. When she heard this roaring, she was horrified. Oh, this lion will come and eat me. Out of fear, she tried to cross the river. While she was crossing the river, going other side, she was pregnant. She gave birth to a fawn, a little deer in the water. Maharaja Bharat is a great saint. It's mentioned that he has attained the stage of samadhi. And so mother has went there and she looked at her newly born baby tiger and she died. Now Maharaj Bharat is thinking, he said, no, mother has died. He went and brought him from the water. So he took care of him. And then what happened? When this little deer started growing, Maharaja Bharat's attachment also started growing with this deer. He renounced the kingdom of the whole world. The story is there in the Bhagavatam. Then what happened? Time and tides waits for no one. Maharaj Bharat's end of life came. In spite of thinking of Krishna, he's thinking of that deer. That deer went, he didn't come back. Oh, he was with our mother. I was not taking proper care of him. He might have been eaten by some animal. Just thinking, and I died in that state. And his next birth was deer. Next life he became deer devotees. He became deer, but he remembered everything is, oh, what I did. I was Maharaja Bharat, what I did. What can be done? फिर पछताए क्या होत है जब चिड़ियां चुग गईं खेत. So in a deer body came to that ashram where he was staying. He was eating dry leaf, he has to pass the time. After giving up dear body, he became a son of a Brahmin, and voluntarily he gave up speaking and hearing, not to hear anything, not to speak. I don't want to waste this life. And he became a great devotee. So devotees' purpose of life is to attain Krishna. If we think it's too difficult, then we should understand hellish condition is very, very miserable. It's in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, it's mentioned. Different kinds of hellish condition by Srila Shukdev Goswami Maharaj. And those miseries we can't even imagine. So devotees, by the mercy of Prabhupada, all of you are good, please become more good and make progress on this path of devotion and perfect your life. Thank you very much, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada. If you have any question, any comments, please feel free to ask. What is it? I can't follow your accent. Somebody can hear and explain me?
He wants to know, can they go to Harinam in this trip? Vegas?
Why not? Eh? Hospital?
Yeah, before people died,
Yes, if they hear, this is their good fortune. I will tell you one little happening. It happened in Bombay. Electric train is there in Bombay. One man, poor man, came underneath the electric train. He was crushed very badly. When train went, then people brought him up. And because just now he is, unconscious. And Hare Krishna devotees were there also distributing books. They went to him. And so many people around India, you know that. So many tamashbin comes there, spectators. One devotee said, "Oh, chant Hare Krishna, say Hare Krishna." He said, "Go!" Very angry. Then one man standing there said, "Why you are telling him to chant Hare Krishna? He doesn't want to chant." He said, "Oh, give me bidi." Smoke bidi and died. Opportunity was there. To remember Krishna was not in his fate, Whole life it was only smoking bidi and wasting his time. So we have to understand this. You got the answer of your question? Oh, you're from which country?
Canada,
French
French part.
part. Comment allez-vous? Hare Krishna. Any other question, comments?
Looking at Bharat Maharaj, the example you give, such a sadhana, such a high elevated consciousness there. How our consciousness is not to that level at all. I mean, even if he got attached to the little deer dog, so what was the reason that he got attached to it in spite of being at that level of consciousness there?
This is not mentioned in the Bhagavatam, but it can happen. Maya is very powerful. Srila Shukdev, Srila Vyasadeva has mentioned the story of Maharaja Bharat in Bhagavatam to make us understand that we have to be very, very serious in cultivating Krishna consciousness. And we should be serious, not just, passing our time, because time is very precious and that moment can come at any moment for anybody. So Maharaja Bharat's quotation is there. In the 8th chapter, Prabhupada is citing this reference. is from the Bhagavatam. 8th chapter, Haribol, take that shlok. Antakale mameva. Actually, for we people of Kali Yuga, it's made very easy to go back home. When Kali Yuga this age started, from the reign of Maharaja Parikshit Maharaj was ruling, who was in the dynasty of Pandavas. Very noble king, very wonderful king. So what happened that Maharaja Parikshit, he felt thirsty in the forest. Looking around for water, he came to a sage hermitage. Their sage was in samadhi, he was meditating. He said, water. So sage was in samadhi, didn't answer him, didn't give him water, he became a little angry. He picked one dead snake, put around his neck. And anyway, now before this, when Maharaja Parikshit was in the forest and he was hunting, and that time he saw while hunting a black man, black looking, he is, trying to kill a cow. Immediately Maharaja Parikshit challenged him, who the hell you are killing cow in my kingdom? I will kill you just now. Then he hands up, he surrendered, he says, my lord, I am Kali Yuga, now my time is starting, this will happen during my reign, so I will kill you. Then he said, Maharaj, you can kill me, you are very powerful king, but though there are so many defects during my reign, but there is one good quality. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam, Kalo doshe nidhi rajan asti hi ek mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrjet. If this Kali Yuga is full of faults, is a, what you call a storehouse of faults, khajana, nidhi. Asti hi ek mahan guna. There is one great quality in this Kali Yuga. What is this quality? Kirtana deva krishnasya. Simply by chanting Hare Krishna, mukta sangha param vrjet, he can attain that salvation, he can go back home, back to Godhead. Very simple. But we people are so much lost, we are not taking this advantage. So, for this age, it's made easy for us. Like, Krite yadhyayato Vishnu, tretyam yajate makhe, dwapare paricharyayam, kalo tad hari kirtana. In Satyuga, process to attain salvation was meditation. People used to live for 100,000 years, 1,00,000 saal. Tretyam, Treta Yoga, then by performing fire sacrifice, Supreme Lord used to be pleased. Tretyam yajate makhe, and life span was 10,000 years. Dwapar Yoga, after this, Dwapare paricharyayam, Dwapar Yoga, by worshipping the deities in the temple, devotees used to attain salvation. And they used to live for 1,000 years. Kalo tad Hari Kirtanat. In this age of Kali, only chanting by Hari Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Simply by chanting this Hare Krishna Kirtan, we can attain salvation. We should be actually only busy doing this, nothing else. Because everything else is, unnecessary. There's no need of anything else. No need. Materialist advancement, it is mentioned by our great Acharya Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He has mentioned, जड़ विद्या ए मायार भैभव तुम्हारे भजने बाधा जीवे रे करे गाधा. This materialistic advancement is the greatest hindrance on your path of devotion. To remember Krishna is greatest what you call obstacle on the path. Jad Vidya, a Maya, this is the arrangement of Maya. Maya is alluring us. Oh, you are my servant, where you are going? Don't go to Krishna, come to me. This is Maya, this is the police of Krishna. Make sure anyone who goes to Krishna is free from everything. Maya is alluring us and attracting us towards her. But we should be trying to come to the shelter of Shri Krishna. Maya is a woman and Bhakti Mata is also a woman. Bhakti means devotional service to Shri Krishna is a bhakti. If we become devotee of Krishna, Bhakti Mata is also woman, Maya is also woman. Woman doesn't attract woman. It may be attracting in this country, but in general not in India. Homosexuals, filthy, I can't. So, if we become devotees, then Maya cannot do us anything. Bhakti Mata will protect us if we become devotee of Krishna. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. And we take even one process, Prabhupada mentioned, chanting. If we take to chanting, we can perfect our life. There are 9 processes of devotion service. It's not necessary to think like this, that it was in Satyug, long back. Process was different. But in this Kali Yuga, process is prescribed. Kalo tad hari kirtanat, chanting the holy name. And it is recommended when people, age of Kali Yuga is 100 years, when people used to live for 100 years, then at the age of 50 they will retire, prepare for the next world. If they do, Krishna, Chaitanya, very merciful, they will perfect his life. They will be very kind. But if we take one step towards him, Krishna will take 10 steps towards us. But we are so much lost, we are not taking step towards Krishna. Is it clear? Dr. Nanda? Thank you. Yes.
In this world, it appears that evil has become more strong than good because of the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And our fear to interfere because it might start a nuclear war and then total annihilation.
Yeah.
Does Krishna ever step in and try to prevent atrocities that are happening?
You finish your question? Whatever is happening there in Ukraine, these are our karma. As you karma, as you sow, so shall you reap. Krishna will definitely help his devotees. There was one devotee of Krishna, Prahlad, and his father was a demon. And it's a long story, I'm cutting short. Prahlad Maharaj came in contact with Naradji when he was in the womb of his mother. When he took birth under the supervision of Naradji, Naradji preached him, blessed him. He became so strong devotee of Krishna. His father is saying, I am God, I am Krishna. He is saying, you are not God. God is Krishna, you are not Krishna. So then he ordered his, kill him. He is worshipping my enemy. Krishna is my enemy. Demons don't like God, they like to kill God. So they say, okay, kill, but I am not going to give up worshipping Krishna. They throw him in the sea. Krishna protected him. Krishna protecting. If we become pure devotee, definitely Krishna will protect. Krishna protected me also so many times. Though I am not pure devotee, I am trying to be a devotee. Let me be frank with you. I am trying. I was in Seattle, Washington. There I happened to meet one terrorist ran from India. He was a Sikh man. And he wanted to kill me. I went to him with prasadam, but then he decided to kill me, but Krishna protected me. So, what's your good name? David, you please chant Hare Krishna. You are a good soul and become more good, and you will see the difference yourself. Thank you, David. Hare Krishna. Okay, we finish here now. Thank you. And maybe we have little chanting? Yes? Yes, Mr. President? Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant. Louder. Everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada, everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very good. Very nice. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Very good. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Haribo. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Gaur Hari, Jaya Sachidanand Gaur Hari, Jaya Gaura Gaura Gaur Hari, Gaur Patita Pavan Gaur Hari, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Jaya. Everybody hands up. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. 2 times Hari Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol. 2 times Hari Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Now everybody should jump and touch the roof. Haribol! Haribol! See, he's jumping so nice, very good. Haribol! 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 Thank you very much. Hari Hari Bol 2 times.